Welcome to the Press Show, the #1 rated pregame intermission postgame show this side of the Mississippi South, the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of... Pick your poison today. Where do you want to go?
Zurich.
Zurich?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That'll work. Sure. We're back. I mean, it's been a while since we've been down at Xfinity Mobile Arena. And as you can tell, there's a little bit of chaos because you could even say, what chaos? We got a couple of guests here at pregame.
Yes.
We got Pete Blackburn. We got DJ Pete. Gents, how are we doing?
Amazing. Yeah. How are you? Thanks for having us. We are big fans of all of this. We're big fans of this man. We're big fans of fingerprints, the whole thing. We are honored to be here.
I love it. I love your fans of fingerprints.
Oh, it is probably a top 10 recurring thing that we say every time anything involving any team that Kevin Hayes or even Jimmy Hayes for that matter, anything like tangentially touching like anybody with Hayes. If Emma Hayes does something for the U.S. women's national team, we say Kevin Hayes' fingerprints are all over it.
You know what I did? Was it last year or the season before? Whatever year Austin Hayes played for the Phillies, he hit a home run, and I put a tweet out that said Austin Hayes' fingerprints were all over that.
It's the best. Iconic.
We owe you so much for all the content that you've given us over the past few years.
Thank you. I appreciate it, boys. Thanks.
Listen, this was a point of contention. I don't think ever in the history of this show have we allowed somebody to show up with a I mean, of all the hats, right? Like, if this had been like a game against Vancouver, like, fine, you want to wear a Canucks hat? Fine. You want to show up here with a Blues hat? I don't care. A Bruins. I mean, what do I do?
I mean, I'll take that as a compliment because Vancouver stinks.
Yeah.
The Blues, they stink.
Mm-hmm.
The Bruins are pretty good this year. So I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So what made you guys, aside from the fact that you love the Bruins, Pete, right?
Yeah.
What made you guys decide we got to take a road trip to Philly after having not been here for forever?
We want to go everywhere, basically. We want to see what every hockey market's like. We want to see what makes the fan base tick, what makes the people tick, what makes the team tick, meet the people involved who are on the team, who are behind the scenes on the team. I feel like if you're going to talk about all 32 teams, you should know all 32 teams as much as you can.
That's a great idea. I will tell you next year, if you come back, come for the Ducks game.
The Ducks game, yeah. I would imagine. That'd be a fun
the atmosphere here for the Anaheim Ducks is different the last 2 years.
That's so funny that's
why
the
what
one
happened.
team. It's so funny that the one team you got to be here for the hate for the Anaheim Ducks.
Yes, 100%. I mean that is. It's almost like the Stanley Cup final here. It really is. I mean, for a team that has been largely stuck in mediocrity, I like to call it hockey purgatory for a decade, you have to get up for certain games. Sometimes it's a Rangers game, but the Ducks game is like a totally different level.
Yeah, last time I was here was 2011, Game 2 of the second round against the Bruins. I was a Bruins beat writer at the time. That was the JVR Bin Laden game, where U.S. killed Bin Laden, and then JVR went off against Tim Thomas the next game.
And everybody went JVR.
JVR.
I was also here for that game. Not as media. I was here with my now wife.
Yeah. So when I think of you're talking about an amazing atmosphere here, I'm like, you got a lot to live up to because the Bin Laden game, JVR, epic. They lost that game, by the way. David Krejci in overtime.
Yeah.
Play was reviewed, iffy, Bruins win, rest is history.
Yeah. So you're wearing the Flyers jersey.
Yeah. I was definitely going to get a Gritty jersey on this trip. I already have a Matvei Michkov jersey. It's too big for me. Heyo. And we went to Gritty's store, and Pete and I both got Gritty jerseys.
I also got a Gritty jersey.
Did you really?
Yes, yeah. Like, I'm totally fine. Like, I have nothing against the Flyers. I'm just a Bruins fan, so obviously I'm wearing Bruins stuff today.
All right, cool. So this is what I want to ask you. I'm glad you say that because that shows that you got some objectivity. Right?
Yeah.
So from your perspective, as more of a national perspective, what is your guys' take on the Flyers and kind of where they are here in year 3 of a rebuild under Keith Jones and Danny Briere?
The biggest concern is I don't know where they're going. Like, I do not know what this team is going to look like in a few years. I don't know what even like the Michkov thing is obviously concerning that it's where it is right now. I'm not going to say that they're one of the most bleakest outlooks in the NHL, but I think they have one of the most mysterious outlooks in the entire NHL.
That's fair. I think that's a fair point.
I think that they are recovering from being uninteresting. And I think the worst thing that you want to be as a team in the NBA or NHL is in the quote-unquote mushy middle, and that's where the Flyers find themselves right now. But they were in a position a few years ago where you'd be like, what is their thing going to be? We need to find out what Chunky does, for lack of a better term. And now Zegras, Michkov, Michkov is going to be a star. I think that right now, you go in the team store and there's so much, there are Michkov hats and everything. And it's like, yeah, we are all waiting for that to be as established as we want it to be, but they're moving in the right direction. I think that is irrefutable. I know that fans aren't happy with Rick Tocchet, but I think the steps they've taken in the last calendar year have been positive.
Yeah, and I'm in agreement with you. And I mean, obviously, the one thing is you kind of look at how they were putting this team together, and you say, well, gee, they really didn't focus on the area of biggest need. They drafted for what they thought was the best player available, which is the right thing to do. Obviously, getting Michkov and Porter Martone, right? But those guys are wingers, and the biggest area of positional need in the organization, center, and they still don't have it. And so Russ's big pushback is like, well, where are you getting that guy?
Yeah, yes, and I think it was Colby Armstrong who brought up last year, and I was like, I totally agreed with it. I've always been such a don't build around wingers. You can't really build around wingers. You have to have centers and D, and then the rest will all just kind of fall into place. Even goalies, if you have good centers and you have good defensemen, you'll be fine. But just positionally, with how advanced the sport's become, you can build around wingers because of how much responsibility they have offensively and defensively. So I've kind of moved away from you have to prioritize center. But as you said, just like organizationally, they don't have it. The good news is a bunch of free agents, McDavid, Eichel, they're all hitting free agency this summer. None of those guys have been signed up yet. So it's just another year of you could chase it in free agency and then all those guys get swallowed up.
And that's where the inherent frustration is here. And that's where, for years now, I have begged and pleaded actively. You have to at some point rip the Band-Aid off, and you have to take this thing, maybe not all the way down to the studs, but certainly do more than, change the coat of paint on the walls. And for so long, it's just been patchwork. It's been throw up like a nasty-looking wallpaper. And they did remove a little bit of drywall 2 years ago, but they didn't go as far down as I think they needed to. And it did feel like they put a lot of hope in 2026. Kaprizov, McDavid potentially being there. They wanted a meeting. That didn't come to fruition. Quinn Hughes becomes available on the trade market. They don't like the ask of a Martone. Yeah. All of a sudden, there go two of your only opportunities. The only one left is the draft. And if you don't lower the ceiling and lower the floor of the team enough, you're not putting yourself in position to get even a little bit of lottery luck and move up, like the Islanders did.
Right. You can continue to strip away pieces, but ultimately the goal of stripping away pieces is to form a new identity. Yeah. And I would say that the biggest concern right now is I don't know what the Flyers' identity is, and I don't know what it is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a fair thing to wonder. And with the Flyers, what they do is they don't like to let a lot of information out. Like, that's the one thing. And so when people kind of ask, well, what's the plan? Well, they don't leak the plan. So you don't know, you don't always know. So you're left speculating kind of what the plan is. And you kind of try and take the cookie crumbs, and try and figure it out. I've been of the mindset that it always happens that somebody becomes available.
Yeah,
that you don't expect, right? Like somebody always becomes available. We were talking on our.
Can you go get them? And
right?
Can you go get them?
That's the key, right? Guys always become like, oh, I had no idea that guy was going to be. And we were talking about this pregame over at Chickies and Pete's when our other show. We said, with all that's going on with
Austin
up in
Matthews
Canada, with Austin Matthews and Brady Tkachuk, could you see those guys suddenly wanting to get out of those?
Brady Tkachuk would love it here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? So now all of a sudden, if you're looking to get out of your situation, they only got 2 years left on their deals, right? Might one of those guys suddenly become available in the next year or so? And then do you have the assets to go get those guys?
I mean, I one of my favorite hockey stats is guys, and it's just like how many players on a roster you look at and you say, like, okay, that's a guy. Like someone that the other team needs to worry about or whatever. Yeah. And the Flyers' number of guys has increased. The problem is they don't have enough stars that if they do consolidate in getting like a Brady Tkachuk who is going to cost more because of what he is to the non-hockey fan, you're going to have to overpay for Brady Tkachuk,
sure,
is what I'm saying. So at that point, do the Flyers have enough where if they move out, like all of their pieces, then what do they look like? Then you're Brady Tkachuk and nothing else really? Cool. You're now the Ottawa Senators.
Right. And like, are you giving up your top prospects who like are potentially going to be the future guys that you want Brady Tkachuk to be immediately? And it doesn't make sense to give those guys up to bring in a guy like Brady Tkachuk for the window that you have now. And I don't know if that's going to align.
Right. And that's the question, because I think that they're looking at a certain age of player, right? If you look at who they're kind of molding this team around, you got your Konechny's and you got your Sanheims, but aside from that, the guys that they really think are going to be part of this are all in that between 21 and 26 range right now, right? So how many of those guys do you have to give up to get that star player? And does that weaken the team ultimately, even though you have a star player now?
Think of what it cost to get the other Tkachuk. It was an established star player, a very good established defenseman, and did they give anything else up other than Uyghur?
Was there a draft pick? I think it was a draft pick.
And like a draft pick. So like that was a not small price at all. And the Panthers got killed for that trade at the time.
Right.
And it ends up working out for them. But honestly, not too dissimilar from the team that you're playing right now in the Bruins, where like the Bruins do not have the deepest prospect pool, and anybody that they do have, it's like, are you going to move that to get if you're trying to get with like when they were in on Rasmus Anderson or whatever, like, are you really going to give that up when you should be planning on your players who are 20 to 25 being here when you have your next run?
Another name that's being talked about getting moved here at next week's deadline is Rasmus Ristolainen. There's been rumors that your team is one of the teams interested in him. What can he fetch? Can he fetch what the Bruins got for Brandon Carlo last year?
Get him, Pete.
I would hope not. From a Bruins perspective, like I think that Rasmus Ristolainen has been unfairly panned in the past. I don't know if he's a player that I want the Bruins to go out and get, because I don't know if he pushes them strong enough in the direction that they think that he might push them.
Yes, you do know. You do know if he does. He does not.
This feels very much like an underrating of playoff Risto, who we've had the opportunity to watch dominate in the postseason for many years here in Philadelphia.
That's right. I mean, he was really good at the Olympics. I'll say that.
I'm a Risto guy. I'm a Risto guy.
So maybe it's not the right move for a Boston.
Right.
But maybe a team like a Dallas.
Yes. Every time a defenseman becomes available, where what is it, SpongeBob, the pointing thing?
Squidward, yeah.
Squidward, pointing, and you say, like, Dallas Star. When Brett Kulak got moved last week, I was like, ooh, damn, Dallas should have done that. And we're talking about Rasmus Ristolainen and Brett Kulak, certainly not world beaters, but guys who, in the playoffs can play a lot, and different players, but, like, look what Seth Jones did for the Florida Panthers, where that was a player that everyone, because they didn't like the contract, decided was a bad player. And Florida Panthers don't win a Stanley Cup unless they get Seth Jones last year. So, like, these are the types of players, even if we're like, oh, that's not a star defenseman, that makes the difference for teams like a Dallas, who I think has been chasing this thing for years now, where they're a defenseman away from actually winning the Western Conference.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So a team that's closer to that Stanley Cup pursuit, it makes more sense to give up what the Bruins got for Carlo versus a team like Boston, who's a good team, but maybe not to the level of Tampa and Carolina in the East.
Yeah, I don't think the Bruins need to adjust what they think they were at the beginning of the year based off of what's happened. This is a nice story. This is not a team that's going to contend and win the Stanley Cup.
Right. That's how I look at it. I mean, I look at it the same way. And that's why I know that the rumor came out that Boston did it. I also heard Montreal is interested. I think it's the same thing for them. Like, in all honesty, does Risto make them better? Sure. But I don't think that it moves the needle enough to suddenly make them a team that's going to upset Tampa and Carolina and go on a run to the Stanley Cup final.
If you are Montreal could do it. I believe in Montreal.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do. I think they're a very exciting team. They're probably a little ahead of schedule still, and they got some playoff experience last year. They got slapped around, learned some lessons in the first round. But I truly believe that Montreal is kind of knocking on the door as the next team to arrive in the Eastern Conference.
And you want to talk about a team with guys. Montreal has a lot of them.
Yeah.
And when teams that are like real cup contenders or right on the edge there, you've seen it so many times when it gets to the second, third round, and you're like, what is on their third pairing right now? Because guys get hurt. You're like, who do they have to play for? Even if you're putting them out there 10 minutes a night, that costs you in the postseason.
Right.
So getting a Risto does make a difference.
Russ has been a guy who has pushed for years.
A guy.
He's a guy.
A guy.
Look, on this
Man
podcast,
after my own heart.
on this podcast, you are a guy.
Appreciate it.
He has pushed for years to say that the Flyers made a mistake and said that they should have traded Travis Konechny or Travis Sanheim. They did try to trade Travis Sanheim. We know that. The St. Louis deal fell through because of Torrey Krug. But they should have moved on from one of those guys 2 to 3 years ago.
They should have.
Okay.
Konechny's a good spiritual leader of this team, but if you had traded Konechny when his stock was significantly higher before he got the offer, right? Again, lower the ceiling, lower the floor. You get valuable assets back for him. Your team is significantly worse off, which then makes you a better contender to get a high pick and maybe be in contention for an elite talent that you otherwise have not been able to get. Yeah,
And now that those 2 years have passed, what happened the last 2 years that you would have been missing out on?
Right.
That you missed the playoffs?
Yeah, correct.
Same thing would have happened.
The question I wanted to ask that kind of before he jumped in there was, do you move on from those guys now? Or are you now stuck with the fact that it's part of your rebuild and they're going to be here?
I mean, I think it does. If you can say move a Konechny and get a couple of things that in the summer you then use to try to get that next, like, very good non-superstar player, then that can kind of move the clock back a couple of years, which they should want right now.
I would say, like, it's stupid to die on a hill, and it's stupid to feel hot committed.
Sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah, if you hung on to a player 2 years too long, it doesn't mean that it's too late to then. You're not going to get what you would have got 2 years ago, but you can still get something. And where are you right now, realistically, in this rebuild, in this retool? Is he going to be a piece worth holding on to? It can go up either way, but I would not commit to keeping him just because, like, you feel like you kept him and he's 2 years beyond what the max value was.
And the reason I ask this question, guys, is because when you look at the Flyers lineup, I mean, if you look at just their top 3 lines, you have 6 guys who are on 6 wingers that are playing on there right now. But you got Tyson Forster, who was out for the rest of the season, but he is a guy.
I agree.
He is a guy. And then you have Porter Martone coming, right? So those 2 guys are going to have jobs on this team next season. What 2 guys are not going to be here that are on this team right now who a lot of people think are part of a core, right? So two wingers right now have to be moved in some capacity. Now, I think Bobby Brink is probably one of them, I think. But who's the second? And that's the hard one. I can't seem to wrap my head around to figure out who that second guy is going to be.
Is it Owen Tippett?
Well, that's the one that makes sense.
But Owen Tippett's good.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
He's streaky.
He's streaky,
Right.
but the way he's played late in the last 2 months of the season, he's playing more like a power forward
Okay.
and less like a guy who just skates a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I think that you're seeing a different player as a power forward in Owen Tippett, and it gives me a little bit of pause to say, well, let's just move that guy out because you don't have that replacement, that player. I know Martone's going to be that eventually, but he also doesn't have Tippett's wheels.
What's Tippett's contract?
How many more years?
Another 5, I think.
4 or 5
I think
years.
it's another 5
5 years at 6.4.
675.
675, yeah. 6'7". There you go.
I think that he's the kind of guy that is a really good player, but is not above replacement level in terms of, like, where you are right now. Like, you can get another Owen Tippett.
Yeah.
And I think that while he has close to maximized value, you should cash in on that.
And that's fair. And Russ and I do agree on that. Like, he's the one guy that I say, I think they still want to keep him, but in my mind, that would be the one that makes the most sense.
And for all the reasons that you want to keep him is why another team will overpay for him, who is closer to their window and can look at him as something that pushes them over the edge.
I agree.
Oh, yeah. All those teams, like, look what Zach Hyman's done the last 2 postseasons. If you can convince a team, like, this is what you are getting with this type of player, then they will pay.
And I really, really like Owen Tippett as a player.
Yeah.
And I understand why a lot of Flyers fans would be like, don't move on from that guy. You're kind of just seeing what he is and what he can be. But at the same time, you have to evaluate where you are right now and where you'll be when he's in a few years.
I can sit here and talk to you guys all game, but I'm getting the evil eye from Lauren over there that you guys have, I guess, other responsibilities here today.
I have to go be assaulted by Gritty
Yeah.
today.
Gritty's going to sack tack Pete. It's going to be incredible.
There we go.
Good stuff. Hey, so, by the way, it's the What Chaos podcast. Be sure to find that on anywhere you get your podcast. Watch it on YouTube. Are you still writing at CBS?
Every once in a while.
Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
all right, because you can repeat on CBS as well.
Yeah.
Every once in a while. But boys, thanks for stopping by. We
You guys
appreciate
are the
having you
best.
on.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely.
I think we can confirm, though, Kevin Hayes' fingerprints were not on this appearance.
Not on this appearance.
I don't know. Let me try to think. Did we mention any team he's ever played for? If so,
Oh,
then...
we have.
Oh, the Flyers. We mentioned the Flyers.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
there are
right.
Kevin Hayes' fingerprints all over this
all
conversation.
over this
There we go.
conversation.
All over this
There you go.
building, honestly.
There you go. You should play the little the thing for them.
No.
Okay, never mind.
Which one? Which one do you want?
The silly podcast.
That silly podcast.
There you go.
Yes.
There
That
you go.
silly podcast.
Amazing.
Right. Good stuff, boys.
Guys,
Thanks again.
for wrapping
Thank you
up,
so
guys.
much.
Thanks for being on. Appreciate
good.
you. Oh, that's good stuff.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Go bring it back. So, listen, we always say you never know who's going to show up on the Press Row Show. This is one of those times. Yet another one of those moments.
Yeah, good stuff. They have a great show. They have a great show. If you
No,
are
no.
okay.
Just leave it, intern. Just leave it. It's okay. It's okay. Intern's on a bit of a heater. I'm going to tell you right now.
Nah, yeah.
There are two people. We have a
We have a high school kid here.
yes.
Yeah.
We're getting merch.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
That was a cool collaboration because they have a great national show.
Mhm.
I highly recommend it if you're a fan of all NHL. Obviously, they talk about all 32
I've
teams.
begun coming off of my long. I have this whole thing about how I don't like to listen to other hockey shows
Yeah.
for the most part because I don't want someone else's opinion of a player to affect how I view a player, right?
Yeah.
And there is something to be said for having like a wider idea and having other people's opinions on it. But like that's where I get a little bit iffy. And that's like across all sports shows, right? Like I like to go in, have my thoughts, and then if we have somebody on, especially if it's somebody else who's local, you get a Kimmelman on, you get a Jackie on, you get Kevin Kurz on, you get whoever, then you start figuring out within our little bubble of Philadelphia if we're aligned or not.
Yeah.
And the national guys, it's always tricky because sometimes they're right on it, and sometimes you get guys who like everything is like an inch deep and a mile long, right? Like where the analysis of it, like you're not burrowing in. I actually like what these guys are doing where they're trying to get to every team and get a feel for what is being said about the teams.
Yeah, that's
In the
good.
moment, I think it's a cool idea.
Smart idea. Very
Yeah.
smart. And they're very engaging. They're good guys. So definitely check them out. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
By the way, we found out pregame.
Yeah.
Okay. That this pregame show is your guys are going to get some bonus time that we didn't prepare for because the puck drop, even though it says on your calendars it's 3:00, the puck drop today could be as late as 3:25 today. Could be as late as
Not only do we have the longest games in the NHL every time they're played in this building, now they're adding a half-hour potential delay to puck drop.
Your wife is the best.
What did she say?
Tell Anthony I said hi. He seems like a cool guy.
She was so upset. I will tell you this right now. She was so upset with what happened at the carnival because she thinks you made it weird and made it sound suggestive. And she was like, I said he's a cool dude. I very clearly was not saying that
It's okay to have like a celebrity crush.
She doesn't, though. That was the thing.
Well,
she,
that's
she was
okay.
like, she was like, Anthony made that sound so creepy. And she was like, I just think he seems like a cool dude. And then I was like, in fairness, I'm the one who said he looked like a GQ model that day. If any of us were, effectively hitting on Bush, I guess I did not hit on the man. But I did say he looked dapper.
He did.
Yeah,
he did look dapper that
He
day.
did.
He looked great at the Olympics too. Every game that he did there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good. It was good. But anyway, so the point being, because this is a national broadcast game today, this game is starting at 3:20. 3:20 is the scheduled puck drop. But there we go. That's nice. But if
the creepy old man treatment.
it's all good. But if the Penguins Rangers game goes overtime, then our puck drop gets pushed back even further. So
Is that game playing over in the Snow the Goalie Sportsbook?
not on one of the easy
No.
screens.
It's 2-2 with 8 minutes left.
Yeah.
Come on.
So,
By
yeah.
the way, thank you, Tony the Way. The only GQ man on the panel is intern Andrew. I agree.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. There he is. Bring that stud up. There he is.
There he is.
Potato cam for him, too.
It's
No matter what he touches, it turns to potato. Did you notice that when he was kind of running point to some extent, when we were out in Malvern at Chickies and Pete's a couple weeks ago with Devin Kaplan and Alex Bump,
Yeah.
we had potato cam. And then today, we had Chris over at South Philly.
Yeah.
No potato cam.
No potato cam.
We bring intern up on the screen here. What? He's got a nice Mac, and it was potato cam.
You know what I think it is? I think it's the light that is hitting his screen at that angle. That's kind of in the back right there.
Kevin Hayes' fingerprints are all over the camera.
There you go.
That's
I
what
don't
it
know,
is.
maybe.
Yeah.
There you go.
So,
So we're going to be vamping a
we
lot,
don't
I
have
think,
to vamp.
pre-show.
We don't have to vamp because there was something I saw in the comments that I actually wanted to get to here for a second. Now, we can't play the clip on the show because we can't have immense profanity on this show. However, Joe Papel says the Steve Dangle podcast has over 170,000 subscribers. They're relevant in the hockey world. So I don't know if you guys saw this. You might have. And we will not delve into politics or anything on this show. It's just not our thing. But there was a really unhinged take. And I would encourage you, not that this is selfless promotion, but if you go check out Friday's episode of The Russ Joy Show.
Oh, of course, because
where-
you can't find it anywhere else.
It was me and Colby Cohen. No. I will it'll give you my unfiltered take on the Steve Dangle thing.
Yeah.
But this guy came off like an absolute clown. I mean, get the face paint and get the rainbow wig and the big red nose. Steve Dangle sounded like a clown. And he's ranting and raving about Austin Matthews and chastising Brady Tkachuk and going after Connor Hellebuyck and Quinn Hughes and every U.S. player that's been a captain or tangentially affiliated with a Canadian team and talking about guns and tanks at the border and like all this nonsense. And it's like, dude, people like you who live in this really weird mindset, in this really weird bubble, you're going to run off some of the best American players playing in Canada.
Yes.
And if you think that the past week hasn't at least stuck in the mind of an Austin Matthews or especially a Brady Tkachuk, you're out of your mind. People like that, and then people like, what's his name, Cox? What's his name?
Damian Cox.
Damian Cox, who wrote a story over for the Toronto Star saying that Austin Matthews picked party and president over the playoffs. Maybe they need twice the face paint, 2 red noses, and 2 rainbow wigs. If and when Austin Matthews and Brady Tkachuk choose to leave or their teams send them south of the border to the U.S., I think we should revisit Dangle and Cox.
When was the last time a Canadian team won a Stanley Cup?
It's been a while.
1993.
That is correct.
It's been a while. Clowns. It's an absolute clown show.
Yeah, it was
so
bad.
You can go find that. I mean, it is an F-bomb laden rant that this guy went on, and it is absolute lunacy. It's insane.
It is nuts. And you know
And
what
you
the
know what's
worst?
great- and I'll tell you this, I'll tell you something.
Let me say it. Let me say,
Go
because I
ahead.
know what you're going to say.
No, you don't.
And yes, I do, and I'm going to say it.
no idea, this guy.
This is what I'm going to say. All of this outrage
Yeah.
that has been going on for the past week, you know what it's done? It's diminished the women's gold medal.
Correct.
It's diminished the women's gold medal.
Yes.
Because all you're talking about is what the men did in a locker room celebration, and you're not talking about the fact that the women were awesome and dominated and won that gold medal.
They crushed.
Like, you're ignoring their success by focusing. You're making it worse by doing this. So it's asinine. It's crazy. Everything that you think that you are being so self-righteous about, you're making it. You're doing exactly what you're complaining about. You're diminishing what the women did well.
The thing is, with Dangle, he wasn't even talking about the women. It was all just about
That's the
meeting
point.
Trump.
That's
it had nothing to do with the phone call.
Yes.
But that's the point. Like whether
he
it's the
said-
phone call
he was really upset about the Oval Office and then Austin Matthews and Quinn Hughes and Brady Tkachuk shook Trump's hand in the Oval Office. I hate to point out to Steve Dangle, there happens to be a very popular Canadian who served as captain, including for every game in this Olympics, minus the final when he was hurt. Crosby did the same thing in 2017 when the Penguins went to the White House.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Things were different then. And the outrage and the polarization of politics are viewed differently in 2017 versus now. But like, there is such a level of hypocrisy, and
By the way, there's like more than what you even talked about on your show. Like, there were a couple other clips that I saw that popped up where he was like, the Kachucks are, this makes them like bad like people. And then he had one thing that I thought was like so over the line, and he was like, you know, imagine if you're like Austin Matthews shaking hands with Donald Trump, and then he actually unironically made this analogy and said, like, imagine some random American team, their captain was like, I really, really like Hitler. And I was like, if you're going to unironically, like, make that analogy and start bringing the H-man into it, you lost.
Yeah.
That's so unbelievably asinine to hear that. So,
Yeah.
like, but, like, I mean, he's a lunatic, so what do you want to do?
Yeah, exactly.
And he got his rage bait. Like, if the goal was to have rage bait and to go incredibly viral, you know, mission achieved, mission success.
Yeah.
I remember the first I'd ever heard of him was, do you remember the game years ago where the Maple Leafs lost because the Hurricanes emergency backup goalie was the Maple Leafs Zamboni driver?
Yeah.
So he went viral because he was freaking out about it. You know, understandably so. Turns out that's his entire shtick. He just screams at the camera every single Maple Leafs game. And it's like, I think that kind of gets old after a while, but like that's what he does. So,
I mean, there's a lot to scream about in Toronto with the Maple Leafs.
You still watch the Russ Joy show though, don't you, Andrew?
I do. Yeah, no, I actually turned it on for that specifically.
See that?
I wanted to see, and you and Colby both correctly were like, this is outrageous.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Shout out Colby Cohen too. He seems like a good guy.
Colby's awesome. Colby's
you
an
want
awesome
to tell
guy.
him you said hi? Seems
Yes.
like a cool dude.
Actually,
All right.
yes.
Yeah.
Does Nancy think he's a cool dude?
I don't know. I'll ask her.
Ask her. You got to ask Nancy if she watches your own podcast, if she thinks
Well,
Colby
she's
Cohen's
typically working while I do my podcast.
Yeah, but does she watch it after the fact?
When would she watch it, Anthony? I
After
don't know if
the
you know,
kids
my
are in
wife-
bed. After the
My
kids are in
wife, who
bed.
is a saint.
She is a saint.
She is a saint.
She's a saint because she lives with you.
She gets home. She's an incredible wife and mother, and we don't have a lot. There's not a lot of free time after the kids go to bed. We watch a show. You know what we watched last night?
What's that?
Bridgerton.
Did you really?
Did.
Are you caught up on the pit yet? We watched.
No,
we
no.
caught up
I'm
last
not going
night.
to catch up on the pit until there's like 2 episodes left. I
think there are only 2 episodes left.
I did finish Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Incredible.
Yeah, I
Wonderful show.
Can't do
But
it.
yeah, of course
can't
you
do
can. Wonderful show.
Yeah.
I still think you're a total dweeb for not liking Night Manager Season 2. I don't know what is wrong with you.
I just couldn't get into it. Hey, by the way, today.
Oh, and that crappy show. What's the stupid one on Netflix that I blasted before that I thought was stupid? It's a terribly written show, and it's sort of like a guy who's up late at night, and he's like the emergency. You look this up. It's like the #1 thing on Netflix. It's like the #1 trending show. I think it sucks. The Night Agent or something.
That's what we were talking about.
No, the Night Manager is the one that has Tom Hiddleston and Hugh Laurie.
I have not watched that one. I think you were talking about the Night Agent.
The Night Agent is the worst
It's terrible.
TV show.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
The Night Manager is
I'm
Tom
sorry.
Hiddleston and Hugh Laurie.
My bad.
Incredible show
My
over
bad.
on Amazon Prime.
My bad.
The Night Agent is one of the absolute worst. Worst.
In
TV
fairness,
shows.
I only watched the first season. I haven't watched the other 2.
I
Does
couldn't
it get
make
that much
through
worse?
3 episodes of The Night Agent. I was like, this is a terribly written and acted show.
I thought it was season 1 was good.
First season was okay.
I was coming off of a heater, though, watching Keira Knightley's show, Black Doves.
Yeah.
We watched Slow Horses on Apple TV.
Which is great
With Gary
show.
Oldman. Incredible show. I'd actually argue that might be the best show anywhere right now. And then we turned on The Night Agent, and I was like, this is awful.
Yeah.
Awful. No, The Night Manager. I'm glad.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to, you know what? It is Lent.
I'm
and
sorry.
I don't have the power to do it, but I absolve you of your.
I thought you were talking about the Night
streaming
Agent.
Sins.
I thought you were talking about Night Agent. I could not watch the second season.
No.
It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible.
I thought season 1 was bad.
Season 1 was okay, but
I'm a simpleton, so I'm just really looking forward to next Friday. That's when season 2 of Ted comes out on Peacock. That's all I'm looking. That's all I
Ted
need.
the bear?
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a show?
yeah.
They
had
didn't
a
know
show-
that?
I thought it
yeah.
was just a movie.
It was, but then they made Ted 2, which was a movie,
Okay.
and then they turned Ted into a regular show.
It takes place when like Mark Wahlberg's character is like a high school kid.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
oh my god, it's so funny, but it's so inappropriate.
You know, speaking of funny, inappropriate shows, there's somebody apparently in the building.
Yes, Shane Gillis is here today from
he's not on-
Tires.
he's not on the press row show right now.
I know.
Will he be by the end of the show? Probably not. But
I made a request, and I think I just got a sign as somebody walked by who gave me this, which meant that it wasn't.
Did anybody tell him that fellow Westchester alum?
I tried.
right here.
I tried.
Right here.
Rangers and Penguins going to overtime, by the way.
So 3:25 now is the start.
Of course, that was going to happen.
By the
Murphy's
way, and I want to do this because they were kind enough to bring. Normally they don't bring the giveaway item over to us, but Russ made a special request so we're all getting one today, and they just dropped them off. When it comes to giveaway items, look, they usually give away a T-shirt or something, whatever here. Okay, whatever. I have never seen a hoodie given away at a game here.
No, I don't think so either. It's usually T-shirts.
Check these out. Right? Not a bad gig, right?
No, they're nice.
And it's a nice material.
What's the inside feel like? I value. You know what? It's not a heavy hoodie either.
No,
and as the weather,
it's a light hoodie.
It's a transitional season.
Yes, it's like a
hoodie.
spring or early fall.
I love
hoodie.
that.
So yeah, they dropped them off for us. Everybody got one.
Intern gets one.
Intern gets one.
Let's give
I'll give one for intern, so he can alternate between that and the one he's wearing today. Here's one. Here's one for Russ.
Thanks, Anthony.
Although I don't know if is there a person in your family who's an XL? I'm not sure.
Are they all XLs?
Yeah, I think so. And then
get me a few hot dogs and we can talk.
And one for me, one for Bundy, and then one we have another special guest later in the show.
Yes.
At the postgame. So
not Shane Gillis.
No. This is
we'll hang on to one for him.
Just so everybody knows, we have a high school student who is wants to be a broadcaster when he grows up, and he had reached out and he wanted to follow us around today. And so I got him a credential.
Ant's opening the floodgates to having future applications of other high school students.
Brought him down. I took him over to the radio booth where he got to meet Tim Saunders and Todd Fedoruk. And Keith Jones walked in the middle of when I was introducing him, and so we got to meet Jonesy as well. He's hanging out in the pregame radio booth with Bundy and Jason Martinez and Brian Smith, so he's doing the radio show. And then he's going to come back and hang with us for the rest of the time. His parents and his brother bought tickets to the game just so he could come down here and hang with us, right? So I told them to come up here with about 5 minutes to go in the game, right?
Okay.
And then we'll have Jonah on.
Oh.
And they don't know that. Nobody knows. He doesn't know.
Well,
the parents don't know.
Probably watching back now.
I doubt that they're watching.
Well, if you are watching, don't spoil it.
Don't spoil it, right? Don't tell them. We're going to bring him on and have him on while his parents are here.
Okay.
So I think that would be a cool little thing.
Mike Butts is right. Help that kid.
He already got to see. The other thing that happened was we were over in the press box.
Be careful.
I'm going to be careful. I'm not going to say anything.
I don't need this person chewing us out again.
But we got to go over there, and so I walk him over to the broadcast booth, and as we're coming back, Russ is standing there with his M&Ms, and he hadn't gotten one of his tubular meats yet, but he got his M&Ms, and he's being chewed out by somebody over there.
Somebody was taking me to task about my tweets. And I told this person that the next time they chastise me about the tweets, we're going to have a conversation nice and loud over there.
And the poor high school kid standing there listening to this whole thing, and I'm like, a lot of crazy stuff happens behind the scenes, bud. So it was entertaining. We'll tell you all about it.
Did you know that he called me one day? He called me about a tweet that I put out at some point this season.
No.
And I was like, I'm not taking the tweet down. And he's like, you need to take the tweet down. I was like, why do I need to take the tweet down? And then he went down this laundry list of reasons. And I said, I didn't say anything that's wildly inappropriate or offensive or anything. And then I got taken to task over there about the same. I did end up taking the tweet down because he wouldn't shut the hell up about it.
Was it a recent tweet?
Recently.
I wouldn't say because I don't want to point too many eyeballs to it. But
it's not there.
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it was relatively recent. Not recent.
And this person was also chastising me. All these people, these high and mighty, and you
got to remember, this is the first time that some people saw Russ in a month.
He who's without sin cast the first stone. Yeah, this guy over here.
At least I called you privately.
You shut up for a half hour about it.
Yeah, well, but at least it was a private conversation. Here, this was in front of people. This was something else.
There were only 2 people over there.
Because everybody else was running away.
There are a lot of other worse things I could have tweeted. I chose not to. I'm a nice guy. Try to be fair to people.
And to be honest with you, I don't even want to get into the nature of the tweet. I don't think there was anything inherently wrong with the wording of the tweet. It was the message of the tweet that was the problem. That's all. So. Anyway, we still got to kill 13.
Those who know. Those who don't. Anyway,
got 2 minutes left in the overtime. Still no goal.
So that goes to a shootout. I wonder what happens.
Scotty's Wild Adventure.
Yeah.
At least spell the word right. It's a C, not an S. And it's not a receding hairline. It's always been this high.
Yeah.
I love my parents, but genetically, they didn't give me a 4 head. They gave me a 5.5 head. I embrace it. I embrace it. I want to imagine that Scotty Wild Adventures, I want to imagine that picture is a Snapchat filter. I have to imagine that's a Snapchat filter, right?
Probably.
But thanks for being here, Scotty. We do appreciate it. Here you go. Good question. Sting Chameleon 1 says, any Risto rumors lately?
Yeah, so if you...
Risto's not in the lineup. They're actively working on a trade right now.
No, that's not true.
You heard it here. For Intern Andrew just reported it.
Yeah, that's right. If you missed earlier in the show when we had the boys from What Chaos on, we talked a little bit about Ristolainen and where he could potentially go. Oh, thanks, Tony. But yes, there are some teams that are interested. So let me try and lay it out this way. There was a report that came out last week that I think it was the report came out and said 6 teams were interested in Rasmus Ristolainen. I have doubts about those teams being that many teams being interested when that report came out. Now, it doesn't mean that there haven't been tires being kicked or anything like that. It just means that there was not incredibly detailed interest yet. But when that report comes out, that's a signal to other general managers that maybe a player is available. And I think since that report came out, there have been some teams who have actively gotten involved with the Flyers in conversation for Rasmus Ristolainen. Teams that we've been hearing are teams like Boston.
Yep.
The Montreal Canadiens.
I think
Dallas Stars.
Dallas is a perfect fit.
And
Perfect fit. You know what? Let's bring
Edmonton.
on former Dallas Star.
Bundy. Welcome.
Bundy is here.
How was that elongated pregame show?
That was great. Great stuff.
But by the way, you knew once we found out that the delayed start time, you knew that Pittsburgh, New Jersey game was Rangers game was going overtime.
100%. Still in overtime.
Yeah, you knew it was going overtime. Like
it's going to
go into a shootout.
It's going to go to the shootout.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah, 100%.
How many rounds are we going? 6?
Yeah,
7.
That's
7?
right. There you go.
Bundy, we were just talking about Risto, and we were getting around to your old team, the Dallas Stars.
Yep.
I think that's the perfect fit. Like, if Risto were going to be moved, I'm not thinking about the compensation coming back. Risto, to me, would fit that team like a glove.
Yeah, he might. You never. There's lots of guys you think are going to go somewhere and fit like a glove, and they don't fit at all. So I'm not saying he won't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I don't. Look at Brandon Carlo. He went to Toronto. That was the guy everyone thought would fit like a glove. He didn't fit at all.
Yeah, I guess the question, Bundy, is more this. When you look at a guy like Rasmus Ristolainen, and there could be any number of teams that are interested in him, right? Is he the type of player that is better suited going to one of the top teams like a Dallas, Colorado, Tampa, Carolina, those types that you look at and say are favorites to reach the final versus a team like the Boston Bruins or like the Montreal Canadiens who might be they're going to be a playoff team, but might be the next tier down.
Right.
So does Ristolainen help a better team because of where he would slot in versus a slightly weaker team? You know what I'm trying to get to with that question?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Obviously for where he's at in the stage of his career, he should want to go to the best possible team.
Yeah.
And Dallas is better than those level tier teams down that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Like Montreal or Boston.
Right.
Boston's a really good example of one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he can help those teams too, though. Just in terms of his positioning defensively and the way that he competes defensively is going to help any team, I think, that gets him.
Yeah, for sure.
Should we do predictions?
Did you do keys?
I do have keys.
You realize they're going to do the national anthem.
Let Bundy do keys.
Okay.
And then we'll do predictions.
Do we want to stay here for the national anthem? Because it's going to be delayed. The puck drop's going to be delayed. But they're going to do the anthem now.
All right, I'll give you the keys right now. First key of the game, Mishkov. The first 2 games back have been good ones for Matvei Michkov. Having scored the overtime winner, it'll be interesting to see if he can springboard himself to a great finish to the season. Number 2, attention to detail. Puck watching and coverage breakdown were important factors in the Flyers' 6-3 loss to the Bruins on January 29th. First, Bruins scored at 9:49 and 10:30 the first period. The second period, Boston scored 3 times on 10 shots. These lapses forced the Flyers to chase the game unsuccessfully. Needs to be better today. And lastly, guys, the pasta
Hold
effect.
on, pause the last key. Anthem and then do the last key. Because we also do prediction. You can enjoy it with us. She held free longer than normal. Speaking of free, you know what rhymes with free? 3. Bundy, key number 3.
Number 3, the pasta effect. Bruins sniper David Pastrnak remains one of the most explosive scorers in the league over the course of his career. Pastrnak has taken particular delight in punishing the Flyers. 26 goals and 45 points in 35 games against. He scored more times against Philadelphia than any other NHL opponent. To have success today, the Flyers are going to need to find a way to shut him down.
Very good. All right, you want to do picks? Russ.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm watching the shootout.
You want to do picks?
Yeah, we can do picks.
All right, let's go.
You want to do picks? I'll do some picks.
Yeah.
I picks the Bruins to win 4-2.
Great. What do you got, Bundy?
I got the Flyers 4-2.
I got the Flyers 3-2. And I think this one could be another one that goes overtime.
Oh, if the gods be good.
I know.
Intern?
I like the Flyers 3-2 as well.
Do you as well? Okay.
So am I the only one taking the Bruins?
You are.
Ew.
There you go.
That's gross.
All right, puck drop.
We'll see all of you here. First intermission, second intermission, and postgame here on the Press Row Show. Welcome to the Press Show, the number one rated pregame intermission Postgame show. The side of Mississippi South, the Arctic Circle, North, the Equator, and West of Zurich.
You remembered?
Ja, das habe ich erwähnt, oder? Ja, natürlich. All right, welcome in. It is the first intermission. That period was okay.
It was entertaining.
Nick
It was
Delorier dropping the gloves at center ice. He
Yeah.
did not win that tussle, but it was a good one. And you know what? We're actually going to give the referees a little bit of credit. They let the guys have at it. They didn't get in there too early. They let them throw down. No one hit their head on the ice. It ended up being a perfectly fine tussle.
It was an entertaining first period. I call that that fight a draw.
Oh, you're being kind.
I thought Janot won it?
I think Janot got it. Yeah.
He got it at the end, but I thought in the middle part, I thought Delorier had the
landed.
better of it.
That
Delorier
uppercut.
hit the uppercut that you don't usually see.
Yeah, the uppercut was a big one for Delorier, but I think that there were a couple that he took right off the noggin after his helmet came off.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh boy, yeah, that one goes to Janot. If I'm scoring that, it's like a boxing scorecard. It's 10-9 to
Yeah.
Janot.
Yeah, I guess so. We got him at the
10-9.
end. Maybe he punched him a little bit at the end.
Yeah, but it was more than that. Like, I know that no goals were scored. I really liked the puck movement on the power play.
Power placement was moved the puck around efficiently today so far.
Well, it looked good, and then Swayman had to make that one big save.
Yep.
You know, it was a great pass from Zegers to Brink.
Yep.
In the slot, and Swayman made a great save on him. I thought both goalies were good. I thought there were chances at both ends. I thought it was an entertaining period for nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
I
mean,
agree.
normally you get a 0-0 first period, and we're sitting here going, man, that was a snoozer. Not today.
There were some good moments in the period. There were some decent opportunities. And
Yeah.
there were a couple of turnovers you don't want to see. You happened to point one out to me while we were.
I'm not being critical.
But on the whole, an okay first period. Now, the Flyers definitely they have some work to do if they're going to get past Boston today.
Well, yeah, of course they do. But I if they keep playing like they played the first period, they'll be fine.
They'll break through.
They'll be fine.
Yeah,
they'll be fine. Look,
I don't think this is going to be a barn burner of a game, though, goal-wise.
No, and that's what I was saying on the show over across the street to Bundy. Like, I think you're at that time of year now where everything is a lot tighter, everything's a lot more defensive focused.
Yep.
There's not as much room on the ice. The shot totals will be lower. The goal scoring will be, for the most part, will be lower. And you're just going to be lower scoring games. That's just where we're at, and it's weird how this sport works that way. Bundy,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Like beginning of the year, you get a bunch of wild ass games.
Yeah.
Right. High
Now
scoring.
everything tightens up.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now we're going to play real hockey.
Yeah, that's exactly. This is a strict. Everybody knew post-Olympics would be the race to the finish.
Right.
And games would tighten up. You're going to see lower scoring games unless you're in the Western Conference. There's been some big high scoring games of late.
Yeah.
Like Edmonton winning 8-1 the other night.
Well,
Vegas beating LA 6-4.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, you're right, though. For the most part, these games do have that playoff type of flavor to them.
And I know the answer to this, but I'm going to have you tell it because obviously you're a guy who played the game. For fans who don't know, like why is it that you don't play like this earlier in the season?
Because it's too hard.
That's right. You're being honest.
It's too demanding to play like tight and rain hockey every single night where you're
On your body.
It's too demanding,
right?
Absolutely is. Yeah.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, that's why there are people who would say that hockey would be better with a shorter season.
Yeah, if you played 70 games, it would change that equation for sure.
A little
but
bit, right?
They're adding 2 games.
Yeah, I know. They're going the other. They're going the other direction.
way, yeah. Yeah.
But Russ had a thing, Bunny, and I want to get your take on this. Then before you move on to the next topic, but we were sitting here during the fight, and Russ is like, the NHL needs to get rid of the rule
I hate it
that
so
you
much.
cannot take your helmet off before a fight.
I hate that rule so much. I understand from a safety perspective, you don't want the guys to have their helmets off. God forbid somebody falls and hits their head on the ice. It's bad. I totally acknowledge it. The concept of throwing punches at a dude with a helmet and a visor on is so stupid. to
Yeah,
me.
I agree. I mean, years ago, guys used to sometimes take their helmets off, especially if they had shields. They just take them off and place them on the ice.
I just think it's a better, I don't know.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that anymore, though, right? You have to keep your helmet on.
Yeah.
I mean, it can get knocked off, as
but
it did for Delorier today.
Yeah.
But you cannot purposely take it off.
take it off anymore, right?
Right.
I just genuinely think it's one of the stupidest things.
Yeah, I agree with
Optically,
you.
it looks dumb. I think if you're fighting, like you're punching a visor. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. I just don't.
So anyway, what were you going to say?
So one of the things that we talked about over at Chickies and Pete's before, earlier today, by the way, if you missed it, the episode's going live in the podcast feed in 5 minutes, but we did a bonus episode of Snow the Goalie at Chickies and Pete's in South Philly before this.
It wasn't bonus.
Well, in a way.
It was a makeup.
But in a way, it's like a bonus this week.
Yes. Yes.
People don't cry over spilled milk. They're excited when there's an extra thing to enjoy. It's like finding an extra present behind the Christmas tree.
Yes.
Or the Hanukkah tree, or the Kwanzaa tree, or try to be inclusive here, the tree. Anyway, one of the things that we talked about is
the Joshua tree.
Joshua giraffe. We love giraffes. Anyway, one of the things we talked about was how Michkov played so well the other night, and that you want to see that confidence continue. You want to see him be putting in position to be successful. One of the things people are saying in the comments is that, why isn't Michkov on the top power play unit, especially if you're coming off of that game where he did score a power play goal. He was in an area that no one on this team ever wants to go to. Why not make that change today?
I would say because the current top power play group has looked better, right, Bundy?
Yeah, they look good today. Yeah.
They've played well. Like Bobby Brink. So the guy you would replace because of where they are on the ice would be Bobby Brink. But Bobby Brink on this since he's been put on this power play, has looked really good in that role. He gets to that bumper position. He had a great chance, like I mentioned earlier, right? So that's why you're not doing it right now. Now, if things change, I read that. If things change and it starts to look like a slog again, then I think you can think about it at that point. But right now, you don't. If you have something that's going well and playing well, you don't make a change. You just leave it be.
Okay.
I mean, Mishkov's look. The one thing I will tell you about the Flyers with their power play units, the top unit definitely gets more time, but the second unit gets more time here than I think a lot of other teams.
Yeah.
Right. So Mishkov's still getting his power play time.
I'd like to see him with the top unit. I don't know. If this were like an absolute world beater group. Right on the top,
right,
if they had sustained periods of success this year, but it's largely been a bad power play. I get it that they've been playing better of late. Today looks okay, that's fine, but let's not get it twisted. It's not as if you're disrupting something that's been wildly successful this year. It hasn't been.
No, it hasn't. You're 100% right on that. But my point is that that's the only option is to replace Brink, right? Because you're not taking Konechny off the ice, you're not taking Zegras off the ice.
Yeah, I would.
You need a center. So
am I crazy though to argue that? Listen, I understand if you want to have two power play units that have good players on them but that power play is probably better with Michkov on it than Brink. Brink's a lovely guy, lovely player, but I don't know. Maybe I'm nuts.
But you got to remember, Michkov does the role that he plays
is similar to
what Zegras plays.
Yes. That's exactly right. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah. So he doesn't play. But if you want to put him on the other side of Bobby, that's fine. But he's not going to do what Bobby Brink is being asked to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the problem. And that's so you have Zegras. Do you want to replace Zegras? I mean, if you're willing to replace Zegras and flip the two there, you can do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's Flyers have too much of the same thing. It's really what it comes down to.
I think now's a good time.
But Zegras and people, A-Pips 2680 said put Zegras at center with Michkov on the off wing. The problem is Zegras does not play the power play from behind the net, which is where the center goes, and then he gets to the front. That's not Zegras' role, right? It's not just it's not just about the guy taking the face off. It's what is the role on the power play? And the guy, so that's Christian Dvorak on that top line. He takes the draw, and then he goes either behind the net or right in front, for passing, or if they're going to take shots and he needs to set a screen, that's his job. Trevor Zegras is not doing that.
Yeah.
Right? That's just not Trevor Zegras' role.
Okay.
Right? So that's really what it comes down to. Everybody's got to have a role, and Zegras and Michkov play the same role.
I got to tell you, you're talking about roles and the right role to play and all that lovely stuff, and it's true, and I don't think you're entirely wrong. And I'll tell you what, we all have to know our role, don't we? And it is the first intermission, and it's been a while since we've done one of these games at home, but I'm pretty sure somebody who's got an important role in the first intermission is none other than intern Andrew, who is here with we can't call it the stat of the night, it is the day, but we'll call it the stat of the night, daytime edition. Intern Andrew, welcome. How are you?
Thanks. Thanks for having me back. Okay, so the Flyers played last Thursday, I think, right, against the Rangers. Michkov had the goal in the second period, and then, of course, the overtime winner.
Yeah.
That is his 10th career multi-goal game, which moves him ahead of Peter Zezel. Said it right that time. Peter Zezel, for second most all-time among Flyers players aged 21 or younger. Lindros, obviously, number one. That record is going to be very difficult to break. He did that 17 times.
Wow.
And then for Boston, as of right now, the Bruins record for 30-goal seasons is a three-way tie for 8.
Wow.
Phil Esposito, Rick Middleton, and David Pastrnak. So coming into today, Pastrnak is at 22 goals on the year. He finds another 8 this season, which I'm guessing he will. He'll become the only player in Bruins history to have the 30-goal season 9 times.
He's a hell of a player.
Yeah, he is.
Like, it really is. And it's funny because this is one of the few teams in hockey that builds their team around a winger.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, the Bruins do, yeah.
The Bruins do. Yeah. Tampa kind of does, too.
Washington did.
With Kucherov. Washington with Ovechkin, right? It can happen. You can build a team around a winger. It's not normal, but this is certainly one of the teams that does it. And he's one of the best players in the game. Like, I love watching David Pastrnak play.
Great guy. Great player.
Great guy. He's a guy.
He's a guy.
He's a guy.
He's a guy.
That was the thing we were talking about with our guests earlier in the pregame show, Bundy. Like, there's a stat, and the stat is guys. Number of guys. Like, guys that are, like, legit.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're talking about how many guys are on different teams. So it's a statistical thing now. We're calling it.
It's an unofficial
stat.
Okay.
So guys.
So okay,
you know say somebody's a guy.
Let's actually play that game here. Okay.
Yeah.
Of the Flyers' current roster, and thank you, intern. Of all the guys on the Flyers roster, how many of them are guys that you think could, would, should be part of a team that actively competes in the playoffs and maybe has eventual cup contention? Who on this team do you guys think fit that bill?
Michkov, Forster. Are you talking throughout the entire organization or just on the current team?
On the current team. Konechny would be a guy. Sanheim would be a guy.
Yep. Well, right now, the way, and we talked about this in between periods or before we get on the intermission. I said to Bundy, you know who we don't talk about enough? Jamie Drysdale. He's had a really
good year.
Good year.
Yes.
He's had a really good year, and so like I look at Jamie Drysdale and I say, that's a guy I would play in a playoff series.
Okay.
I would put him out there for sure.
Is Cam York a guy?
Yeah. Borderline, but yes. Borderline, but yes.
Is Risto a guy?
On the right team, yes. I'm not sure right now with this team, but on the right team he could be. The way Vladar's played this year, it's hard to say he's not for sure.
Oh, Zegras.
Forgot about Zegras. Yeah.
Is Dvorak a guy? Will he be a bottom 6 guy?
He could be
on a playoff.
He could be.
Okay.
Could be. More third, fourth line usually. I mean, he's definitely out of position. He's miscast this season.
Currently.
Right, currently. But could he ultimately be a third line center on a playoff team? Yes, he could.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's really it right now, right, Bundy? We're not missing anybody, are we?
Missing Tippett?
Oh, Tippett, yeah. Owen Tippett. I know Russ doesn't like Owen Tippett.
Not that I don't like Owen Tippett. He's just a streaky player and he doesn't fit here.
What?
Oh, I mean, what do you want?
Well, but that's what but we talked about this earlier. Like, he's changed. The way he's being used this year is a different version of Owen Tippett.
Yeah.
Because I'm with you, and you know this. We've talked about this before.
The version of Owen Tippett that's like the kid from Mighty Ducks who can't stop.
Yeah, you don't want that.
That's not the guy. Like, he can't be that guy. If he's that guy, he's useless. Like, he's too streaky and not a valuable player. If he's going to become a legit, like, power forward-esque player, then guess what? You don't move him because he is a good player at that point, and he can probably be more consistent. You know what? Allow me, and Bundy, you'd be the perfect one to ask. A couple weeks ago, we had Devin Kaplan and Alex Bump on. And the one thing that those guys said, trying to make that transition from the Phantoms to the Flyers, the thing that the coaching staff told them is you've got to kind of cut down on mistakes and trying to make plays that you shouldn't make. You got to be a more consistent player. Can the same be true for a guy like Tippett? Yeah, just because you can be a super fast player doesn't mean you should be. Like, maybe if you slow the game down a little bit, it can make you a better, more effective player.
Yeah, and I think the two guys you had from the minors, that's a classic mistake down in the American League, guys trying to make plays that aren't there. They're trying to do too much, especially guys that are, like borderline NHL players that have an opportunity to come up or could come up and play.
Yeah.
They just try to do too much. And I think that could be the case for Tippett down here or up here when he plays too. Sometimes he tries to do too much rather than just skating, shooting, and taking pucks to the net on a regular basis. That's his strong suit. Yeah. Like, if I were him and I had that speed and that size, I'd be trying to go wide on every defenseman I came across.
Hey, by the way, Philly Sports Experts, who's one of the guys who hates me in the chat.
Oh, okay.
He said that I named 80% of the roster. I named 8 guys. So
get Amadeo to clip that up.
So math is certainly not an expert's strong suit. But thanks for chiming in. Just thought I'd point that out.
Don't let people get under your skin.
Yeah, I'll get under my skin. But if Andrew's going to put his comment up on the screen, I'm going to react to it.
Andrew puts everybody's comments on the
screen.
Right.
If it doesn't go up on the screen, I'm not going to react to it. But if it comes up on the screen, I'll react to it. That's all.
You hear his voice getting a little bit higher?
That's all.
He's got you under his skin.
No, never.
He's got you
never
deep in the heart of him.
No, I love responding to these people.
So deep in his heart that he's really a part of him.
Yeah, he doesn't hate me.
He
just said it. He doesn't hate me. So it's good.
All right, and on that, show's gone off the rails. We'll be back second intermission and postgame here on the Press Row Show. Just a favor, if you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe. You can go check out in the podcast app now. It is live. The episode that we did earlier today over at Chickies and Pizza South Philly, that is now available in the podcast feed as well. You can go mute the game and go listen to that or something. I don't know. We'll talk to all of you second intermission here on the Press Row Show. was that? Intern?
Andrew getting his
Intern?
fingers all over stuff down
Intern?
there.
Sorry, I accidentally tried to hit the unmute button and I took it off the screen. I'm sorry. What are you guys never
No,
messed
hold
up at
on,
work before?
No. I want you to apologize to the people.
I said I'm sorry. I tried to hit the unmute button. I accidentally took it off the
Don't
screen.
get lippy down there.
Huh?
Don't get lippy down there.
He's getting lippy because he's letting the hair grow out.
No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like him growing the hair out is really twisting the knife on Bundy, because Bundy was talking about shaving his head at the carnival, and he didn't do it, and now it feels like Andrew's really just trying to.
We're gonna give him a summer cut.
Okay.
He's getting all swole. Is that what you're telling?
I don't know.
As AI used to say.
Notice that he's wearing the long sleeves. He might be hiding some,
Puffy chested.
yeah, little, getting some meaty biceps going on over
Yeah.
there. All right, anyway.
Sorry.
Welcome to the Press Row Show.
Flyers are getting outshot 2x, which, ho-hum, another game of that happening through 2 periods. But
It's actually been closer than that. It really has.
Vladar, we thought got hurt at one point on a save pretty late in that period.
Yeah, I think it's just the shot stung him. Wherever it caught him, whether it was in the arm or shoulder area, I think it just kind of caught him in a bad spot. And it can just go one of those. You got to kind of breathe through it and let it dissipate.
And then I don't know if this came up on TV. And by the way, I saw that. I guess it happened that they flipped the coverage of the game to newsy stuff because it's on national TV.
Yeah.
About the
ABC went to
coverage of
coverage
not
of what's
this
going on in Iran. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh,
so,
did they cut into that
they
game?
did,
Yeah.
and I don't know. Actually, it'd be nice to know in the comments how much of the game they cut out, and if they've gone back to hockey yet. Or if it's
Apparently,
still-
it also went out in the app, like the ESPN app. Like some
Really?
people watch it, they flipped it there too.
Wow,
So, yeah.
pretty wild. Jump to ESPN News, according to Mike Wood said he went to ESPN News. I don't know how this happened, by the way. Gritty123 started calling me MAGA Russ during pregame when we were talking about the Steve Dangle thing. That's not my name. It's not my name.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Let's talk about the second period first, and then we'll get into that because there's something you have there as
We're
well.
going to get into the Middle East conflict. That's what you want to do?
No, you have something based
Yeah,
off of
yeah.
Austin Matthews.
That is correct. We'll talk about Austin Matthews in a little bit. In this game, we just said Vladar, it looked like maybe got hurt. And there was a point very, very late in the period. Konechny got tied up with, and I didn't see who it was. He got tied up with somebody inside the blue line.
Yeah.
And he was down on the ice for a bit. And the other guy, the Bruin, was over top of him. And I couldn't tell if it was a knee to the back of the head, inadvertent, or if it was something prior to it. But when Konechny got up, he was slow to get up. The way that he was kind of skating back to try to cover net front was odd. And then he got to the bench. He threw the helmet, lobbed the helmet, didn't smash it down, didn't go down the tunnel. But you saw it as well that he was pretty slow getting back. I don't know if we should make anything of that or not.
I wouldn't make anything of it. I mean, he was frustrated. He went to the bench. He threw his helmet. But he went to the bench. Like, he didn't go down the tunnel or anything. So
Who's this again?
Konechny. So I
yeah.
don't think it was I don't believe it was an injury.
Okay.
He tends to be one of those guys who, is a little bit demonstrative when he doesn't when he doesn't like the way he's been hit sometimes. And I think it was one of those more than anything else. But I think he's okay. But I will tell you, and Bundy, I can't tell you the last time that we had a game where there was no score after 2 periods, and we're like, man, this is a good game.
Yeah, this is a good game.
Like, these teams are playing today.
Yeah, they are. It's a good hockey game.
And the goalies are playing. And Vladar has been unbelievable. Swayman's made, I know he's only got 10 saves, but I'd say 2 or 3 that period that were really unbelievable saves. The one on Christian Dvorak right in front was outstanding.
But Vladar's taken the cake so far. He's been really good.
Yeah,
Do we know if Jackie Spiegel's picking the stars
she is
tonight?
not. I checked.
She's not?
She's not.
Okay.
I
She
checked.
picked 3 skaters. She'd forget the 2 goalies even played.
She's going to kill us. She's absolutely going to kill us.
They don't count, though, do they? They don't count.
Is that your Jackie impression?
No, I never talk like Jackie, but anyway.
That's just wrong, Russ. But anyway. Anyway, yeah.
I don't know why you acting like that.
The goal.
Hey, intern, did you bring me a water?
You have to live in the show to understand the moment.
Oh my goodness!
That's too good.
Oh my goodness! I don't even know where to go from here, Russell. You took it way. We go off the rails. You went way off the rails.
Let's go over to intern Andrew for tonight's trivia. It's the trivia time with intern Andrew.
Are you all right over there, intern?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Do we have to play him in?
That was a deep cut.
Do we?
Can you bring me water?
Do we have to? Do we have to play him in?
That silly podcast.
Do we have to play
This
him
is
in?
Dan Hilferty. Welcome to Snow the Goalie. You're in for a treat.
Yes, you are in for a treat sometimes. Just go to the trivia. Just go to the trivia.
What happened there?
I forgot what my question was. All right, so once upon a time, way back in the day, Flyers won their first ever Stanley Cup against the Boston Bruins in 1974. Back and forth series, 2 instant classics to begin that series. Bruins won Game 1 with Bobby Orr goal in the final minute. Flyers won Game 2 in overtime. Fitting that the series ended 1-0 Flyers win in Game 6. Bernie Parent, the late great Bernie Parent, 30-save shutout and won the Conn Smythe. Which future Stanley Cup winning goalie was in the crowd at the Flyers parade that year?
Mike Richter. No, he's too old.
Say the question again. Sorry.
Damn. Yeah, it was Richter.
There was Mike Richter?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Wow. That's like an all-time.
He would have
fastest-
probably been like
was
6 or 7 years old.
8 years
8
old.
years old.
Was
Yeah.
born in 66.
I was trying to.
Yeah.
I was trying to think about his age, but yeah,
Yeah.
he's from Flowertown.
Yes.
That much I know, and I was just trying to think of goalies from the area. That's really the only one, right?
So what's your trivia today? Do you have one?
They don't all hit. I thought that was interesting. I just found that out today.
I didn't know. First of all, I just found that out today too, that he was in the crowd. I didn't know. The only reason that I guessed it so quickly was because how many goalies have been from the Philadelphia area that would have potentially been in the crowd for the parade?
Yeah. I
You
don't
know, Mike Richter played at my prep school, Northwood.
Did he really?
He played at Northwood Prep School. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Him and Tony Granato, I believe, were teammates there.
Yeah. I mean, there's only been a couple handfuls of players from our area in general who've played in the league.
What do you consider do you include like South Jersey? as
South
well?
Jersey,
Okay.
yeah, sure, South Jersey, of
Yeah.
course. If you would have asked the question without saying what future Stanley Cup winning goalie,
Okay.
we would have probably had a little bit longer
Maybe, yeah.
before we got to it. But as soon as you said that, it's like, okay, there's only so many,
Okay.
right? And like, okay, who was from the
Poor
area?
intern's heart.
It's
Yeah.
all right. Well, sometimes I stump you, sometimes you get it right away. That's just life in the big city.
Yeah, that is. And Russ was hoping that would have gone longer.
Why? You don't think I could figure out a way to fill 8 minutes and 10 seconds?
No, I
of
know
time?
you can. We do have something else to talk about, so you have that.
Intern, you know what? Bless your heart, bless your soul.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. All right, well, there goes our trivia time with intern Andrew. Now, Bundy, pregame, we were just talking about the way that some of the media stuff has gone post Olympics.
Yeah.
And most notably, the way that Toronto, a lot of Canadian media, but especially in Toronto, going after Austin Matthews, going after Brady Tkachuk.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because tonight, Brady Tkachuk and the Senators are going to be in Toronto taking on Austin Matthews and the Leafs. And there's been this discourse all week about how will Matthews and Tkachuk be greeted in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
We've seen that in the U.S., obviously, Jack Hughes get applauded, right? We've seen the American Olympians in the States get plenty of applause. But Matthews and Tkachuk is going to be interesting. And so I wasn't sure if this was just going to be like a media-driven narrative and by the time we
Yes.
got to today, it's going to all blow over. I want to show you something that came up a little bit ago. This apparently was earlier today. Austin Matthews was asked about the reception that he expects to get in his first game at home tonight since leading the U.S. Olympic team to a gold medal. I want to listen to this and then bring it in and kind of get your thoughts and your feelings on it.
Okay.
Here is, I had it. There it is. Here's Austin Matthews.
The Olympians are honored for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've got great fans. We've got passionate fans. For me, I'm just focused on tonight's game, getting ready for that, doing whatever I can to obviously help our team win for a game that we desperately need.
Am I crazy for thinking the fact that they are asking these questions still is beyond insane?
Yeah, but it's Toronto media, though. I mean, it's Montreal, be the same thing. They had the players on their team in the same situation. It's just bizarre. It's bizarre behavior. I don't know what they expect of him. He's their captain. He's their best player. He played for his national team country and won a gold medal. What are you supposed to do? Because I don't know anybody else that were in that situation that wouldn't have, if they couldn't have gone and smacked down about 5 Big Macs at the White House and spent time at the State of the Union. I don't understand what the big deal is about it. If I played for Canada in 1994, we won a silver medal. There was a real reach for that team to win a medal. We weren't expected to, and we were honored on July 1st on Canada Day in front of the whole country on a big stage in Ottawa. In front of 100,000 people, we came out together, and I thought that was awesome. It was about 5 months after the Olympics. But I thought it was a great honor, and I was really happy about it.
I would think that any team would have that opportunity these days.
Yeah, but I understand the geopolitical climate, but so what? That's what players do. You go to the White House when you win, especially that's the Invitation Cup. All the previous winners of their league trophies go to visit the White House.
I mean, the Eagles went to the White House.
Eagles went
last year, right?
Yeah. So I don't understand the hoopla. I really don't. I think it's an honor and a privilege to be able to go to the White House, to be able to celebrate that for your country, and then go on your business afterwards and live your life and go play for your home team. I don't think Toronto, I'll be honest with you, as a fan, if I'm just putting myself in a spot tonight in Toronto as a fan, if I were of the Leafs, I would very politely give Austin Matthews a nice clap.
Yeah.
I would be honored to, congratulations. You were the captain of your gold medal winning USA Olympic hockey team. You had a hell of a good party this week. We all saw it. We all witnessed everything. Congratulations. Here's my hand clap for you. That's what I'd give them.
Yeah, I'm curious, just because I wasn't living here at the time, what was the reception that Richards and Pronger got when they got back in 2010?
A giant applause. Giant applause, right? Remember that? You remember that, Bundy, right?
What's that?
2010, when after Team Canada, the guys who played on Team Canada came back, Mike Richards, Chris Pronger, they put it up on the screen. Congratulations on the gold medal, and everybody here applauded for them. Everybody applauded for them.
Yeah.
As you should, because they're your guys. Now, I have no idea what's going to happen in Toronto tonight. I really don't. And so I don't want to be presumptuous. But I'll say this. If they boo Austin Matthews, shame on them.
Well, if they boo him, he's going to leave anyway. So
shame on them if they boo him.
He's going to leave. He's going to leave town.
Me? It's a hockey tournament. It's a hockey tournament.
Yeah.
And he's your captain. And he won a medal.
And he was the captain of the team that won the medal.
And captain of the team that won the medal.
The gold medal, right.
Applaud. You don't have to go nuts and do USA chants, obviously, but a nice little applause. It'd be silly, ridiculous to not honor him for doing that. It would just be absolutely ridiculous.
If they boo him, okay, we can have the conversation about whether or not there's irreparable damage being done with Americans playing in Canada, Matthews, Tkachuk, Hellebuyck. If they get booed tonight, good luck if you're a Canadian team convincing an American star player to sign with your team in the future.
They'll never. Brady Tkachuk and Matthews, they're gone.
I mean, even beyond them. I'm saying if a star American, say Quinn Hughes hits the free agent market in a year and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
Good luck if they boo Matthews tonight in Toronto. good luck trying to get an American player to go up and play.
They have a hard time now in free agency getting guys to go play in Canada, American players to go play up there because of the tax rate, right?
Yep.
And that's why we've talked about this. This isn't anything new. It's not just Canada. Like California teams struggle with this as well. But there's a reason that guys want to play for either Tampa or Florida or Dallas, right? Because they're in no tax states, so therefore they can make a little bit more money. Why make it harder on yourself? Why make it harder?
Yeah.
God, that doesn't make any sense. And again,
there's been some nasty stuff written about Matthews in his hometown.
Yeah, I know.
Damian Cox wrote that article the other day that was horrible.
Awful.
Just an absolute hit piece, hideous, angry person going after a young guy like that won a medal because he was pissed off that the Canadian team lost. It's essentially what it looked like. It looked like sour grapes. So after that article, there's no chance he's going to stay anyway. He's going to be gone in 2 years. It doesn't matter what anyone says. He's not staying in Toronto, and I doubt Brady Tkachuk's going to stay in Ottawa either.
Yeah, I get the whole geopolitical stuff. I really do. And everyone's entitled to an opinion to it, and that's fine. And whatever side you're on. And I don't begrudge anyone with that. But we're talking about a hockey game. We're talking about a hockey game at the Olympics.
It's just a hockey game.
It's just a hockey
That's
game.
it.
That's the problem that I have with the whole thing. Like, I just miss when sports was sports. Can't we just enjoy
you know what
sports?
Else? I'm Canadian, born and raised. I'm now American. I got news to tell everybody in Canada too. You lost. You got friggin' smoked in overtime. You lost the gold medal. You're a silver medal winning team, and the Americans won the gold medal. That's it. That's the bottom line. That's the nature of sport.
Clip that up, baby. Clip that up. And the point is, Bundy, and I think you're right. And another thing, when I want to circle back to the media here up in Canada, because prior to the Olympics, all of those writers up there, I should say all, majority of those writers up there, they were all writing about, is this the greatest team ever assembled?
Well, it might be, but they lost.
But they didn't win.
They didn't win anything.
So they can't be the greatest team ever. And so now you look bad.
All right, we'll be back after.
Yeah.
We'll be back post-game here on the Press Row Show. Russ Show, the number one rated pregame intermission postgame show. The sound of Mississippi, south of the Arctic Circle, north of the equator, and west of Zurich. The Flyers are finally back. Not only are they back, they're back with a win. They were outshot for very much of this game.
27-17 was the final shot.
It was a pretty brutal shot differential game, if you're into that stat. But the Flyers skate away with a 3-1 win, gentlemen. It was a heck of a game. They got it done, and ultimately, I think if you're the Flyers, you're pretty happy with this one, are you not?
Well, you have to be pretty happy with the game. All right, the third period, obviously, you score all 3 goals in the third period. Christian Dvorak had – you never doubted them, right? You never doubted them once.
There's a guy here who's absolutely wasted.
He was the guy who was yelling at us earlier.
He was trying earlier today to allow him on the show. He was like, I'm just going to go talk so much bleep on the Flyers. Well, he seems pretty happy now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, I don't know how aware he is of what he's saying. And
not at all.
How happy he is.
But that third period, Bundy, I thought the Dvorak Konechny Zegras line was sensational in the third period.
Yeah, they were really, really good.
And I know that they accounted for the two primary goals. Dvorak makes a nice little drop pass to Konechny for the first goal.
Yep.
They both set up Jamie Drysdale for the goal in the high slot. Like when the Flyers needed their best players to show up, they showed up.
Yeah, they did. They were excellent in the third period tonight. They took over the game. Got that 2-0 lead. Boston got one back with McAvoy going backdoor off a face-off draw in the offensive zone. But it wasn't to be tonight. And then Couturier, who hasn't scored in quite a long time, gets the long-range.
It's been 84 years.
Netter, so that was good to see that happen for him. It was a good third period and a game that had no goals scored through 2 periods. Boston scored initially, was ruled off. No goal
for goaltender. Who was? Do you know who that was?
I can't remember. I was going to get a soda.
Yeah.
I just saw the last second of it, but that's exactly how the third period went. The Flyers secured a great victory. Didn't give Boston a point in the process, and only move up the standings. So we'll see how it works out with other teams playing today.
Do you like the new sound drop?
It's been 84 years.
How long it's been since Sean Couturier?
It's been that long. It has been. And you know what? You take it. This game did feel like there were moments where it was going to get perilously close to being a tie and potentially going to overtime, but the team pulled it back. They got the job done. Make of it what you will. There's obviously a very vocal contingent of fans who are, looking at these wins and going, Trade deadline is less than a week away. Let me ask the uncomfortable question for some. They've now won back-to-back games. The playoffs seem like almost a fantasy. But in theory, you go back to the things Danny Briere has said the last 3 years. A team is going to show you and kind of give you the feeling of whether or not they're a playoff team, whether or not they deserve to be given that run. Bundy, I have to imagine that they're very active in conversations about offloading players, not bringing them in. If this team wins another game or two this week, do you think it changes the mentality or the strategy at the deadline for this team?
It's a good question, Russ, and I don't know the answer to that. It depends on – I know what I would do. I just think that at the end of the day, it's too many points to make up.
Yeah,
that's what I think. I mean,
they're within 6 right now.
6, and there's still games to happen tonight, so we'll see what goes on. But they made one up on Pittsburgh today, who lost.
They're 7 behind Pittsburgh. Yeah. They're 6 behind the Islanders and Boston.
Yeah. And Boston got nothing today, so that worked out well. So I mean, again, you're there, but you're not there. It's a tough road to hoe. They're gonna have to go on that run, like we said, of winning 16, 5, and
well,
and
here's
4,
the thing. It's not only that, but today's win gives them back-to-back wins for the first time since the Ducks game in the beginning of January.
Wow, yeah,
that's insane.
I'm just saying that's how long it's been since they won consecutive games. Now you have to do something beyond that, something else you haven't really done, and that's continue to win.
You need to go on a
3
run.
and 4 in a row, right? That's what I'm saying. I almost think that you have to win all today, and then the Toronto, and then Utah. You have to win all 3 of those games, and maybe get a little bit of help.
Yeah, you need some help,
and then maybe you reassess.
Yeah.
But if you don't win those 3 games, it doesn't. I don't think it changes.
I think I said this before, but I remember Columbus went on that 7-game heater.
Yeah.
And I remember one of their players or their GM had actually said that they'd lost a point in terms of their climbing the standings to where they're trying to get to. with that many wins. It's just crazy, So
Yeah.
it's really hard with the number of teams in front of you, but you have to win the games to give yourself a chance, and the Flyers have done that.
For sure. So,
I think you wanted to do something.
yes, we got to kick intern Andrew out of his seat. So, Jonah, can you hear me? If you can hear me, go sit in intern Andrew's seat. Here we go. Yeah, there we
All
go.
right, here we go.
I'd like to welcome to the show.
Yeah.
You got you all set?
I got it.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Jonah Castle. How you doing, bud?
I'm great. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.
Great to have you on.
Absolutely. So Jonah is a junior at Friends Central High School, and is that technically Philly, or is that on the opposite side, Lower Marion?
It's not quite. It's in Wynwood.
Wynwood. Okay,
Yeah.
So it's on the Wynwood side of Township City Avenue there, right? And Jonah reached out because he does the play-by-play broadcasts of Friends Central basketball games, but he wants to kind of
The boys and the girls, or the men's and the women's team.
Yeah, that's right.
you do both, correct?
Does
Yep,
both.
right.
Nice.
And so we wanted to, he wanted to, kind of get a professional broadcasting experience. So of all places he could have gone, he came to Snow the Goalie.
That's right.
All right, of all places. So he
That
came.
tells you something.
Tell us a little something, right? So he came and hung out with us today. I took him around, we showed him the press box and introduced him to a few people. He got to sit in with Bundy on the pregame radio show.
Yep.
And I figured, let's just talk about your experience today, what it was like to kind of have the broadcaster experience from start to finish here at a Flyers game.
This place is awesome. I'll tell you that. I mean, I had so much fun. You guys are great.
Get closer,
Get a
you
little
saying.
closer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You guys are great. This was so much fun. I had a great time. Everything that I did, I enjoyed. I can't believe you guys do this every game because this is incredible.
The best part about it was, for me, my experience with him, I took him over to meet Timmy and Fridge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we go into the radio broadcast booth and he's meeting them. And you know what Timmy starts joking with him about?
What?
The thing that he said on the air that he shouldn't have said.
Oh, yeah.
Of course he did.
Typical Timmy, right? Absolutely. Right? So that's good stuff, right?
Yeah, that was the best part.
That's Timmy.
That's
Yeah.
typical
Let the
Timmy.
record show that if and when you make it big in the business, you are now in some way part of the Snow the Goalie branch.
Yeah, it's like the tree. It's like the Andy Reid tree,
the
the coaching tree. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are now part of the Snow the Goalie coaching
So
tree.
someday, if you take over for Mike Tirico on the NBC, just look back and say, my first internship was with Snow the Goalie.
Oh, yeah.
Don't ever
yeah,
forget it.
Yes.
That'll be the first thing I say.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right. So you got to make sure now, you got to let everybody at Friends Central know that you did this. You came on the show,
Oh, yeah.
right? You got to get it promoted throughout Friends. Have them put something in the newspaper. They can pull it off the YouTube. They can play the clip on the morning announcements, or whatever the heck they do in the school, and just show them just how awesome you are and how popular you are. We had you on the show.
I'll tell you, everybody at Friends Central will know the name Snow the Goalie.
Attaboy. Well,
Good
Jonah,
stuff.
thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for hanging with us today. And I hope you got a win, and hopefully you had a great experience.
I did. Thank you so much.
You
Thanks,
got it.
Jonah.
There we go.
You got it. Absolutely. Jonah Castle from Friends Central.
There we go. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, good stuff.
So it's really funny because there are people in the comments who are saying, "Wait, is that now intern Andrew's intern?" It's intern inception, right?
Yes.
The intern under the intern under.
I like
Very
it.
cool. Yeah,
I like it.
good stuff,
That is good stuff.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, for sure.
guys. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to get to tonight.
No, not really.
Today.
Not
Is
really.
it night? Is it day? I guess it's technically evening, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in the evening.
It's been a
now.
long day.
It has been.
Yeah.
For those who might not have caught it or might not have joined us, we did a show just after noon over at Chickies and Pete's in South Philly. So that's now in the podcast feed and on YouTube and everywhere else. And then, of course, we did Press Row Show. We're back next Wednesday for Press Row Show down at, where did we say? Glassboro, New Jersey.
We are in Glassboro, New Jersey next week.
And I noticed that we are in a spot right now where Flyers are down to, I think, 11 games remaining at home after this.
Something like
that, around 11 games. So the next game the Flyers have is on Monday. They'll be up in Toronto, where the Leafs may boo Austin Matthews tonight. We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will they boo Brady Tkachuk? We'll find out. All that lovely stuff. So we'll keep an eye on that tonight. Flyers back in action Monday night against the Leafs. We are down in Glassboro at Chickies and Pete's doing Snow the Goalie Radio, 6 o'clock start. to that on Wednesday, and then we'll be back here for the Press Row Show next Thursday as the Flyers play host to the Utah Mammoth. Did I get everything?
I think
got
so.
everything.
I think
You
you got
covered
it
it,
right.
Russ. Yeah.
You got it covered. You got it. Good work by you.
Hey, good work by all of us. You know what? Some people worry about the rust. They worry about the layoff, you know?
Yeah.
And we were doing radio throughout the Olympic break, but I'd say we came back with a little bit of fury, a little bit of fire, a little bit of fun, you know?
Yeah.
It was a good show.
Sure. It was good. It's good stuff.
We had a person complaining during the second intermission that we don't talk enough hockey on the show. We're back. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Do us a favor, if you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, and subscribe. If you like listening in the podcast feed, go subscribe over on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts. Until Wednesday and then Thursday, this has been the Press Row Show, presented by Snow the Goalie. Find Bundy on Twitter at Therien6, Ant on Twitter at AntSanPhilly. I'm on Twitter at JoyOnBroad, Intern Andrews at Intern Andrew. And everybody send good vibes to young Jonah that someday he makes it big in the sports broadcasting business. We'll talk to all of you very soon here on Snow the Goalie and the Press Row Show. Have a good night, everybody.